Welcome back to Jersey Matters. I'm Larry Menti. We have a celebrity in our midst. Tim McLoone is maybe the best-known restaurateur in the state of New Jersey. It's you, my friend. But he's not here to talk about the restaurants. He's talking about a charity that he founded called Holiday Express, a wonderful charity. Tell us about it. What do you do?
Well, all of a sudden it's been 23 years, which is amazing. Like many charities that started on my kitchen table, I was working for the New Jersey Nets at the time, and one of the players came up with an idea that he wanted to do a Feed the Homeless program on Christmas Eve in Newark. And Christmas Eve was like, really? But I was kind of intrigued by the idea, and this was back in 1991. And so together with a couple of the owners and a couple of the players, we went down to Newark and just had food for people, and it was a nice little party, but there was no music. And because I'm a genius, I went back the next year and I brought a boombox with me, you know, and I'm playing.
Walked in like this.
I'm playing Johnny Mathis tapes, of course, you know, at the time. But it really kind of inspired me, and I think for people that grew up in a circumstance where Christmas was a big part of your year, I just realized that I'd reached that cynical point that most people do, really, when you find yourself saying for the first time, I can't wait till Christmas is over. It wasn't a religious thing at all. It was just kind of that whole spirit of the season. What age are you where you decide Christmas is a nuisance? I mean, it's amazing. You know, when you're 10 years old, it's a pretty big deal, to say the least. So I thought about it all year. I really did. That being there on Christmas Eve seemed to me to be the right thing to be doing. And so over the course of the year, I just kept talking about it. And people finally got tired of me, and they were like, will you just shut up and just do this thing? So Holiday Express, we had a meeting with just musicians in the beginning on November 15th, and 17 of them showed up. And it was amazing to me. People I'd played with over the years, all professional musicians, and everybody kind of had the same idea that this might be a fun thing to do. So I said to them, well, if we're going to learn these songs and do all this, would you want to do more than one event? And that's all I was thinking. We were just going to do a show for the homeless in Newark on Christmas Eve. We ended up doing 10 that year. We thought how exhausted we were, but if you're going to do a show, then you have to bring the food, and you have to bring costume characters, and you have to bring decorations, and you have to bring gifts. So it became a thing. So now, 23 years later, what we really do is the way you get Holiday Express to come to you, and we just throw the biggest holiday party you can imagine. It has nothing, we are all about Santa and just sort of the spirit of the season.
How can people help?
Well, if they go to holidayexpress.org, that's probably the simplest thing to say. It'll tell them we need all kinds of stuff. It costs over $1 million a year to do this now. From that first year where we did 10 events, this year we're doing 81 events. So we start on November 9th. We used to start on like December 9th. Now we start in November. I will be starting in June soon. What we found out actually was that we had a wealth of volunteers. Lots of people want to help us. And we also had an unending number of places that felt that we were appropriate for them. So I basically challenged our board and all the other people and said, listen, last year we were going to do 70, and this year we're doing 80, and then we're going to do 90, and then in our 25th year, 2 years from now, we're going to try to do 100 events. Of course, I'm just playing in the band. I just ask other people to do all the hard work, but it's been remarkable.
Give the website one more time, because I know you have some events coming up too.
Yeah, well, it's holidayexpress.org, and almost nothing we do is open to the public. They're really not allowed to come to these places. But if they want to support us, we are going to be at the NJ PAC in Newark on December 10, and then on December 17th, we're at the Count Basie Theater.
Where they can watch you play, too?
Yeah, and I'm not getting any better. Let me tell you right now. It's not getting better.
It's a wonderful thing you're doing. It really is a wonderful thing, and thank you so much for doing it. And I can tell just from listening to you talk and the expression in your eyes, you're doing it out of love, and you're doing it.
The passion never goes away.
That's so wonderful. Tim McLoone, restaurateur, but he's here to talk about Holiday Express, the charity that he founded, and has made a huge difference in the lives of so many people. That wraps up Jersey Matters for this week. Stick around for another thing.